Every year in the prelims examination, there are at least a couple of questions associated with the portion of maps, places in news. Even in terms of international relations, understanding maps becomes very important. For majority of you, the trouble that you would be facing is how to retain the rivers, the tributaries, the mountains, the plateaus, the names of the countries, the bordering areas, etc. Oftentimes, you rely upon certain lectures, certain notes, and at the last moment or the end moment, you end up running frantically in order to cover those maps. As a result of that, when the time comes for the prelims examination, a candidate oftentimes is overburdened and retention is less. As a result, there is negative mark. Hello and welcome to an academy. Welcome to the session about how to master map reading and how to actually approach an atlas for someone who has just initiated the preparation. Now, it is not necessary that you have just initiated the preparation. That is why the session is free. Why should you watch this session? The answer and the reply is very simple. First of all, when you have prepared, even if you have been preparing for 1 year or 2 years, it is possible you are not aware about the region or the location of the Beaufort Sea. You are not aware about the presence of the Mickey Ranges in India. You are not aware about River Mackenzie. You are not aware about the location of, let's suppose, Dead Sea. So it is a major issue that most of the candidates face. Now they buy an atlas out there in the market, but oftentimes that atlas, let me know if I'm correct, let me know in the comment section. Oftentimes that atlas lies on the corner of the table, not to be opened for eternity. And at the end, you rely upon a mapping set. So here we are going to talk about the type of maps, how to approach the map, what is known as the layering concept in map study, and we will take a look with the help of the PYQs. So, for example, every year you have 2 to 3 questions which are asked in the prelims from the portion of map. But my argument is that you can be self sufficient in. If you follow the right approach, these are the questions which are very much doable. For example, take a look at this. This PYQ is associated with the location of the Cardamom Hills, the Kaimur Hills, Mahadev Hills, Mikir Hills. Where are they situated? You have to match them. Now, many of the times the candidate would have read the entirety of physical geography, entirety of Indian geography, but still not be able to figure out where the Kaimur Hills or the Mikir Hills are situated. So, how to read the map and how to read the atlas? First of all, which atlas to buy? Which atlas is good? Which atlas is bad? That is a question that majority of the candidates. Now, let me be very clear. For the portion of your general studies, any atlas which is available is good to go. For GS, for optional of geography, you need a couple of other atlases as well. But for GS, this is more than sufficient. Other than this, any of this you follow based upon your preference, based upon which one do you like, but all of them carry the same amount or the similar amount of information. Oxford Atlas, good. The Orient Black Swan is also particularly good. Now, in this particular case, other than these sources of information, just follow the places in. That's it. And your entire worry of mapping is over. Now, when you open up the atlas, don't know what to look for, don't know how to read the atlas. Now, that is because we might not have been exposed to it. So please understand, there are two types of maps. Broader classification I'm giving. We are not going into the case of the topo sheets. We are not going into the case of the rainfall or the demographic sheets, etc. Just simple example. You have two types of map. One is political. Now, the political map will basically have the countries and the border and the boundary of the countries demarcated. And then you have the physical map, right? Physical map will be what? Where you have the various physical features of the world which are explained. This is a physical map. Okay. Now, If you are an absolute newbie, you, and when I say absolute newbie, that is, we don't have an idea about how many continents or oceans are there in the world. That can also be the case. You don't have to be ashamed about it. You just have to admit it. Now, if you are an absolute newbie, always advisable, get at least one reading of the political map. And when I say one reading, that means you should be aware that where India is situated, where Pakistan is situated, where China is situated, then where Iran is situated. So these basic ideas, you should be able to distinguish between a Colombia and a Cambodia. So that distinguishing factor should be there, right? So for that, take a brief look at the political. Just go through the countries. Please do not start learning the country and the capital. Do not do that. You are not in class 5 anymore. You are not in class 6 anymore, where that question will be asked, that capital of Vietnam is what? This kind of a question is not going to be asked. So don't prepare for these kind of questions. It's okay if I don't know the capital of the Kyrgyz Republic. It is okay if I don't know the capital of Georgia. Fine, right? It is not going to damage me. But I should know where Georgia is. I should know where Kyrgyz Republic is. That much basic idea I should have. Once you have some basic idea about the countries, not the exact name, obviously you won't be able to remember all the names. Then what do? After that, immediately go to the physics. This is where your actual study of the atlas begins, from the physical map. Now, I have taken a look at the physical map. How do I begin thereafter? First thing that I will do is I will take a look at the continents, right? Continents. Which are the continents? And then I will take a look at the major features within the continent. Okay. Now, in the physical map, you will get images of mountains, plains, plateaus, rivers, all of them you will get a detail. So take a look at that. And how to start thereby? First of all, take any particular continent, right? Let's suppose you take the case of North America. Now, in the case of North America, please take a look into what the continent looks like, the shape of the continent. Very important. Right. So if you take a look at the background image on your screen, this is the region of North America. This entire region is the region of North. Okay. Now, in the first day itself, will I be able to retain everything that I studied? But when I take a look at the region of North America, I will take a look at, in one day, only the case of the oceans, oceans surrounding it, oceans and waters around North. That is where I will spend 15 to 20 minutes in one day. Then I will leave it. Then next day, I will again revise this. The revision will take hardly 5 minutes because I'm only revising the oceans and the water bodies around North America. Then the second day, I will take a look at the mountains of North America. Coastal Cascade Ranges, Appalachians, the Brooks Range, Mount Denali, all of them, right? The Rockies, everything I will take a look at. I will look at it, just the names of them, for 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. So the second day, my total reading time, study time is going to be 20 minutes. That's it. I will leave it. Then the third day, I will start with the revision. Now, this time when I start the revision, I will revise the oceans, mountains, right? All of them in 10 minutes. Then I will take a look at two major rivers in the next 15 minutes. Okay. Let's suppose I take a look at River Mackenzie and I take a look at, let's suppose, one of the other rivers, Mississippi. Just that, where they flow. In which water body do they empty their water? Like this, what you are doing is you are reducing your workload. This is a process or the concept of map completion. This is what is known as layering. In this way, look at it. By the third day, you have already revised the water bodies twice, right? By the second day, you have revised the mountains twice. So within around 7 to 10 days, you will be able to complete the entire physical map of North America. And that is why you need to start putting in just the 15 and 20 minutes of your day. That's it. Maybe after dinner, when your productivity is less, after lunch, whenever your productivity time is less, just flip through the atlas. Look at them. But don't ever keep on staring at the atlas. What you should do, keep a blank map or a piece of paper and note it down. A simple note making also goes a long way in order to retain those. Now, I understand that many of us do face problems in maps. So, what we are doing is we are starting a series of special classes free for everyone. The link for the special class will be available in the description box below. Now, these special classes shall be held Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Understand this concept of layering and ensure that the entirety of the world geography, Indian geography, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, tiger reserves, dams, reservoirs, rivers, and tributaries, everything is completed. So that is what we are doing for basics of geography through maps, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It starts tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow is when, that is Friday, we are going to have the first session. Okay. Now, having said that, let us take the example. Let's have the India map. Now, first, I will take a look at the physical map. Now, once I'm taking a look at the physical map, what are the areas that I will take a look into? The first thing which attracts my attention is what is this brown color, brown to grayish color, which is present in this area, in this. Okay. Now, here you observe a scale. A scale is given. Many of the times, as candidates, we don't even take a look into this. There is a scale. Now, based on the color, it is giving you or showing you the height of the region, right? So, the brownish color which is there, that has a height of 2000 to 3000 meters, right, above the sea level. So, you get an idea that these are the mountainous regions. Okay. Then the greenish regions, 100 to 200 meters above sea level, the plain area. The plateau region around 750 to 1000 meters above sea level. Like that, you get an idea about the elevation changes, where mountains are, where plains are, where the water is deep, where the water is shallow. You get an idea through that scale. Now, once I have this India map in front, will I be able to take a complete look at all of these features in one day? Impossible. So what do I do? First thing that I will take a look is the region that is visible. So here I have the presence of Karakoram range, okay, with K2 situated here. Then I have the Zaskar mountains, Ladakh range, okay, Pir Panjal range. Then I have the Dafla hills, Mishmi hills, Mikir hills here. So some of the hills, right? Some of the hills I am able to take a look in. Then Cardamom hills here, Kaimur hills here. I'm able to look at some of them. In one go, you will never be able to understand all of them. That is why layering has to be. That once I have done that, okay, I've covered the Himalayas. Now I will cover the central highlands. So I know where the Vindhyas are, where the Satpuras are. Okay, here you have Mahadev Hills. Then I have the offshoot, that is the Kaimur Hills. Then I have Bundelkhand. Like that, you go ahead. First, the Himalayas, Eastern Hills, Central Highlands, then I will go for the plateau region, and then I will go for any. First, I will capture the physical map. Once you have done this, let's suppose even if you have only got an idea about the Pir Panjal, Kaskar, Karakoram, and Ladakh, nothing else, take a blank piece. You should have that booklet of blank pieces of map. That will be very helpful. And then start charting it, okay, on a blank piece of map. That this is Karakoram, then I have Ladakh, then I have Zaskar, then I have Pir Panjal, here I have Dafla, Miri, Abor, Mishmi, right? Then I have Mikir, Patkai Bum, like that you should mark on the blank map. So once you do this repeated exercise, nobody will be better at map pointing than you. You yourself are capable enough. Please keep that in mind. Okay. Now, take a look at this PYQ after this. Consider the following pairs: Cardamom Hills, which is the region it is situated, Kaimur Hills, which is the region it is situated in, Mahadev Hills, Mikir Hills. Pause the video and let me know what the correct answer for this is in the comment section below. Now, after you have taken a look at the physical map, very important to take a look at the political map. For example, in Indian political map, what are the areas that you will take a look in? Let's suppose I belong from the state of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, any of them. First thing I will take a look into is that my state shares the boundary with how many others? What is the shape? That is the first thing I will take a look in. Okay. Then after that, I will take a look at the international boundary. There are certain states and regions which share boundaries with three countries. For example, Ladakh. Ladakh will share the boundary with Pakistan also, Afghanistan also, China also, three countries. Then, for example, Sikkim will share the boundary with three countries: Nepal, China, Bhutan. West Bengal, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. Arunachal Pradesh will share its boundary with three countries. Well, Bhutan, China, Myanmar. So, like that, you get an idea about the states of them. Again, in one day, you will never be able to retain everything. So, start with your own state. This is what is the concentric circle model of maps. Map study or cartography also has got a science to it. Okay. So, concentric circle method. What is that? It basically is that I start with my own region where I belong. Then I will look at the immediate surrounding region. Once I am used to it, then I will look at the surrounding region. Slowly and steadily, my attention and the area of attention span will increase. That is when I will be able to cover the entirety of the map. So, this concentric circle method has to be used in the case of political map. If you want to study the countries, the borders in various different continents, you have to use this methodology. So, just for example, how do we follow the approach? Let's suppose North America we are taking a look at. First day, what I will take a look into it? Only the oceans. That's it. And the water bodies. So I will take a look at the region of Gulf of Mexico here, the Mexico Basin, right? Then after that, here, as I move along, so here you have the Yucatan Basin, right? Because this is the Yucatan Peninsula. Then I have the Atlantic, the Labrador Sea. This is where I have the Davis Strait, Baffin Bay, okay, the Beaufort Sea, the Chukchi Sea, Bering Sea, Gulf of Alaska, Gulf of California, and the Pacific, right? This is what I have to repeat twice or thrice in one day. Easy task, we'll be able to do. Next day, I will take a look, let's suppose, at the lakes. So you have the Great Bear Lake, the Great Slave Lake, Lake Athabasca, then you have Lake Winnipeg, the major lakes, Reindeer Lake. Then after that, the five Great Lakes here. Just take a look at that. Layer it, layer that source of information. Once you have seen that, then juxtapose it or superimpose the political aspect. Sometimes, once you have taken a look at the broader continent, then zoom in. That is when you will, and that is provided in the atlas itself, country wise. So North America physical map will be given, North America political map will be given, Canada's physical map will be provided, US's physical map and political map will be provided. Once you do that, then take a look at the individual one. Columbia Plateau, in that region you have the Snake River and the Snake Plain created by them, right? Then you have the Cascade Ranges, the coastal ranges, Sierra Nevada is present here, Mojave Desert. So you zoom in. That is when you get a better idea. Again, follow the same layering method. Country or continent, then countries. Okay. In regions, once you have done this, then go for the country and the border. This has to be done with the help of a blank map. So, France, which are the bordering regions, Germany, which are the bordering regions, like that, go one by one, and before you realize, cover it. Try to follow this, you will be in a better place. Having said that, if you have any such concerns, do let us know in the comment section. I hope overall you have benefited from this, because my aim is that all of you should be self sufficient, should be capable enough, right? Because UPSC is changing its pattern left, right, and center. You should not be dependent. Do it on your own, do it better than everyone else, and be your own expert of these maps and the atlas. So that will be all from my side. I hope you have liked the session. In that case, please don't forget to click on the like, share, and the subscribe button. Till we meet again, do take care of yourself. Goodbye. Thank you.